Alright, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Friday morning. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed, as we are currently witnessing Bitcoin doing nothing again. This is pretty intense here, guys. So, first of all, Bitcoin yesterday didn't even come down to the box that we were hoping for. Then we got another move up to the upside. We didn't even take the highs. It looks like we are consolidating in this triangle pattern here. All right, if we're going to take the measured move of this little triangle, we can see that a breakdown is actually going to bring us lower than the box, and a breakout is going to bring us back up to our $72.8 thousand high. So the question on everybody's mind is, what is Bitcoin going to do? The big move is coming because we are in a massive range sideways, with the low of the range at around, I'd say the high 50s, potentially down toward the low 50s, and the high of the range at about $74,000. And I think this weekend we might actually start to see some follow through. New York is going to open in about 8 minutes, and then we're going to see what the volume is going to do as we get multiple healthy injections of volume into the market. A huge shout out, first of all, to the sponsors of our channel. A major shout out to MEXC, the best deal on fees. Right now you can get up to 0.01% market order fees, 0% limit order fees here. Link in the description. I'm also trading on an exchange called ZOOMEX. All right, ZOOMEX, great exchange. I'm also trading on an exchange called BingX. BingX, if you sign up, you can get up to $6,200 to trade with. And also, guys, huge shout out, as always, to the Casper Crew VIP Discord, the best trading community in the world, where not only do we do multiple live streams every single day, but we also give juicy trade setups, like the long trades all the way up in this triangle that we've been giving for these juicy profits, as you see right here. If you want to join the best community in the world, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. Click the link to join the VIP Discord. If you want to fast track your education, we currently have 4 courses that can help you get to where you want to be with your trading. All right, guys. Got to give a huge shout to everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to Splashfire Films. He says, clean and jerks. We'll throw them out for some curls in the squat rack. That's what's up. Yeah, definitely don't do any kind of heavy compound lifts. Stick to the curls, especially curling in the squat rack. That's the way to go. Huge shout out to Kenny Andrade. He says, more people watching than CNN. Is that true? We got about 500 people in here. Guys, as usual, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour of streaming, we will absolutely be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right, Dome Life says, dumpage coming. It honestly does feel that way. Shotgun Crypto says, bullish. All right. Shout out to Crypto Max, smash the like, alpha incoming. Shout out to Kenny. He says the dollar is pumping hard. And as we all know, when a dollar pumps, that means Bitcoin likes to dump. All right. Monthly bearish div incoming, says Samuel S. We'll be taking a look at all this and more today, guys. We will be taking a look at all this and more today. Shout out to Mike D. He says it's Friday, y'all. Let's go weekend pump. Shout out to Jonathan. He says 6 Juan gonna be there to support us at 69K if we fall back today. Yeah, we will see how this plays out today. Shout out to Flopping Groper. He says we bullish faux show. All right, Flopping Groper's bullish faux show. Huge shout out to Flopping Groper, by the way. Make sure to go subscribe to Flopping Groper's channel if you are not already subscribed. If you want the juicy trading strategy videos, plus just an all-around good channel for staying mentally, physically fit, and financially fit as well. All right. Shout out to Isla Weta, who says, Bloody Friday. Kush says, what altcoins are good to buy right now? We could take a look at some altcoins. I personally don't have any on my radar at the moment. Preparing for war says the dollar will continue to pump, unfortunately, folks. 043 PE says the top is in. Remember my name. It's a hard name to remember. 043 PE. But I will do my best. 043 PE says the top is in. Okay. Top is in. We will see, my friend. We will see. We will see. I will be honest with you. I don't think the top is in yet for the cycle, but I am expecting a local top I am expecting a local top around this range right here that we are in. I'm expecting a local top around this zone here. All right. New York's going to open in 4 minutes. We're going to get an injection of volume here. I want to head on over to Market Cipher to take a quick look at what is happening here. Shout out to Jumpman Crypto. What's your opinion on why alts are getting smacked? I don't know. I haven't even honestly looked at any altcoins today. I didn't even know they were getting smacked. All right. Remember, this ain't no financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't even know altcoins are getting smacked today. Right? Keep that in mind. All right. So what is the deal with Bitcoin right now? Well, we came down and we bounced from a key zone of support right here, which was none other than the Fibonacci golden pocket retest from the low to the high. We bounced right from the 6 Juanita right here. And then look at this. We get a move right back up to the Fibonacci 618 zone. And this is where we're currently finding a rejection. All right. So these fib levels are being very well respected. And what's interesting, actually, locally right now, the reason why the price is finding a sticking point here is because we are actually right into the Fibonacci golden pocket zone right here. So this is like a line in the sand right here. If we're going to lose this, then we are definitely, in my opinion, going to go for this low at the very most. And then if we don't just simply take these lows and bounce, we're probably going to come down into this box, and I'm going to be taking it level by level here. Obviously, I am long from down here. So my plan today is really to be compounding this long trade if we get another bit of a dump to the downside. But as I look at the structure here on Market Cipher, I do have to say it doesn't look as good as I'd want it to look, right? We did get some bearish divergence as we made this high up here in the Fibonacci 618. And as we know, the 618, well, she is a girl named 6 Juanita, the girl who will never go out with us, even though we tried over and over again to share our deep, intense affection that burns for her, hotter than 1,000 suns, how much we would be a good guy for her, treat her right. But no, she rejects us. She rejects us. She leaves us there high and dry, gives us the hand, gives us the face, gives us the pixelated nose holes and the little pixelated teeth with the lips, all right? Gives us the hair frizzes. And we are very sad. Jay Casper is sad because he will never have a girlfriend in his life. But we have to understand, the thing is, right, guys? Girls don't like nice guys like your boy. No. All right? They like bad guys, like good old Sam Bankman-Fried. Here's a picture of Sam Bankman-Fried. And as we can see, as we went to ask 618 out on a date, 618, will you date me, please? Maybe we could go out after school for some pizza. I know you're vegan. I know you're gluten-free. All right? But pizza's good. She said, no, Jason, I don't like you. I like the bad boy, Sam Bankman. Now look at Sam Bankman's anatomy here on the chest. Notice anything about the man boobs and the money flow getting lower over time as the price is getting higher into the 618 fib level? Well, this is clearly what we see here on the chart. As we are actually knocking into that 618 level, asking her out on a date, price is getting higher. 618, may you please? She says, Jason, no, okay. I've got my sights set on a man, Sam Bankman. And so from that point, guys, we have been getting some resistance, all right? It looks like our love life is never going to take off. Looks like our love life is never going to take off. And from this point, we came down, we made a lower low, then we made a lower high slightly, and now we're coming down a bit more. And what concerns me, guys, about this is at first, all right, this actually looked kind of bullish because we were seeing kind of like potential bullish divergences forming here. Just a little while ago, these momentum waves were pretty high, right? Just a little while ago, things were looking kind of like this on Market Cipher B. But as we're watching things develop here, and as our relationship saga unfolds, it seems that the money flow and the momentum is actually coming out here. Let's check out our 12-minute time frame. Would you look at this? All right, the momentum's coming down here. Now, the one thing that does give me a ray of hope is the fact that the money flow is getting higher. All right, and so I am very much so interested, just like I was yesterday, in looking for a potential compounding of my trade from this zone right down here. Now, something else that we need to be aware of right now on the Bitcoin price is the fact that 6 Juanita does have an older sister, okay? Now, you know, right? When the younger sister rejects you, sometimes you think to yourself, well, The older sister, I'll ask her out. Yeah, she's not as beautiful. But if I have any hope of ever finding love in my life, I need to ask somebody. So, you figure, why don't I go ask her older sister, the 786 Fibonacci? Alright, now this is a picture of the 786 Fibonacci. The 786 Fibonacci, we have to ask ourselves. Now this is called technical analysis right here, guys. Alright, make sure to smash up the likes, because if we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. Now we have to think to ourselves up here, this is the 786 Fib. As you can see clearly, it says right here 786. Alright. Do you think, if we come up here, she's going to go out on a date with us, and we ask her out, 786, you think we can get some pizza after school? Well, I do want to bring something to your attention, guys. I want to bring something to your attention. Now, I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, but something that makes me cautious here, even if we get a bigger move to the upside. And by the way, New York has just opened here, so we're getting a few injections of volume coming in. All right, it was just giving us a little push to the upside. If we do come up to the 786, right, we will clearly see that these momentum waves will be getting lower over time, so well as this money flow getting lower over time. And there's a real good chance that our older sister of our high school crush will also reject us. Okay? So this is not the best looking situation for Bitcoin. Now, one other thing that we do need to keep in mind here, guys, is this is textbook consolidation phase. All right? There's not much volatility. The moves are hard to find, even for me, and I consider myself a day trader. I have not been taking very many trades on Bitcoin lately because the moves are, the levels are hard to find. Yesterday, I missed out on this move up right here of about, 2.5% because I was waiting for lower. I've missed out on this move to the downside right here because I was waiting for higher. I'm waiting for these key levels, but as we consolidate, as we squeeze together more and more and more and more, and I'm not by any means saying I'm the best trader in the world. I'm not even close, all right? There's people in my Discord, literally, making tens of thousands of dollars trading this, all right? But as we consolidate more and more and more, those moves are harder to find. The confirmations are not as clear. And so what this means, when you start to range like this on an asset, what it means is that it's going to break, right? It can only get so tight before it breaks, right? It's like when you're at the gym, right? You got a tight hamstring, let's say, but you refuse to stop Romanian deadlifting heavy. It can only get so tight before it breaks, all right? And when it breaks, what is likely to happen here? Well, in my opinion, we are likely to come to the uttermost extremities of this range. So if we start to break to the downside here, we could very easily take all this, we could very easily take these lows, and we could very easily take this low and come down to the low of our overall range here at about 59K, like just below $60,000, right? That is a very real possibility. And also, if we do break to the upside, it's very probable that we take out this high, all right? We do have a lot of liquidity here. We have a lot of liquidity here as well. We even have a lot of liquidity building up here. It's a perfect storm for a squeeze to the upside. So we have to be prepared for a big move. And the question is, well, which way is it going to happen first? A lot of times Bitcoin doesn't really, it's hard to tell what is going to happen first, right? We kind of have to guess, but we do have some indicators to kind of help us guess. First of all, the weekly is giving us a red dot, which in my opinion makes me more biased to a move to the downside. Because when we see the weekly printing a red dot, especially when we see higher lows forming here, and we've got ourselves kind of on the weekly, this, what you could consider an ascending triangle, that typically means we are going to go for that liquidity down below. Liquidity, what does that mean? Who cares what it means? It's a fancy word us YouTube traders use to make us sound like we know what we're talking about. All right, look at this. Last time we had a similar structure, we had somewhat of an ascending triangle. And what did we have down below here? We had liquidity. Really, all liquidity means is you got to imagine where are people putting their stop losses? If people are assuming this is an ascending triangle about to break out, they're saying, all right, I'm out if we take out these lows here, because that means the triangle's breaking down, and I'm wrong that the triangle's breaking out. Well, look, we eventually did come down to grab that before the move to the upside, after we print the red dot on market Cipher B. And look at how the VWAP, sorry Flop and Groper if you're watching this, look at how the VWAP here, the yellow line on market Cipher B, we'll make it a little bit more thick for us. All right. Look at how the VWAP on market Cipher B, it starts to look like it wants to curve up. But then we get this other move to the downside, right? We see this happen a lot in an uptrend. People think the bottom's in and then it's just not in. We have that one more move to the downside, right? So we could see something very similar happen here. And if we do, that means we could come down to the low of the range, get a liquidity grab from the lows, and if it's going to be like anything like January, we could even then get a move up to the high to take those highs before we get another move down, and basically hit a key support at around $52,000, around that 50K zone, which is why the title of this video is 75 or 50, because those are the two major price points that we need to keep our eyes on right now. All right, and if you think this is too ridiculous, this move down and then a move up and then a move down, well, look at what happened over here, right? We had a move down to the bottom of the range, and then we had to move up to take the highs, and then we had to move down to take lows, and then bam, right? So that is something that we do need to be aware of. Let's check out what's happening now more locally. We'll go to our 6-minute time frame here. We'll zoom in. All right, so as we know, the Bitcoin price locally here is bouncing from this zone. We've got ourselves a golden pocket of 786 zone right here. We don't have any bullish divergences on the 6-minute time frame. Once we start to see bullish divergences here on the 6-minute time frame, then maybe we could expect a move to the upside. But until then, I would be cautious. That's just me personally. But locally right now, I would say that this is going to be the range to trade locally, right? We should be looking for shorts if you're a scalper or day trader above or at these highs, and we really should be looking for the longs at these lows. This is a very important zone right here. It's a support resistance flip, right? It acted as support once here, did give us a pretty nice move to the upside yesterday. But look, if we come down here, we could do something like this. So we just need to watch and wait. Now, for me, what gets me into a trade is if we come to a key level and we see bullish divergences. So look at yesterday's low here. Now, yesterday I did not long this, even though I was watching the chart. The reason is because we had not come down to a key level. But if we take a look at the oscillator here, the 6-minute time frame had printed a nice bottom. And then as we come to make a lower low, we see the oscillator making a higher low, right? That is a bullish divergence. That to me says, okay, this is an acceptable time to get into a long trade. And if this happens at a key level, then to me, that means, yeah, this is a great opportunity to then hop into a trade. You know, so it's mostly just being patient and waiting. Now, I'll be honest with you, I was waiting for bearish divergences to form above this high. We never got that. So we will have to now see what happens here. All right, huge shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's take a quick look at what actually has happened as New York has opened here, because New York has been open now for 9 minutes. And so while New York has opened, we saw longs and shorts open. Now the longs have closed their position and the shorts have not. So we had 7 million volume open up here. The longs and the shorts have both opened positions. The longs are now out of their positions, and the shorts are still open in their positions. So just locally right here, it looks like the shorters right now are still in control, because we have lots of shorts opening, we have lots of longs closing, and we have an increase of open interest. This is showing us that there are more shorts than longs in the market, and right now it's the bears that are in control of this move. This is not a long squeeze, right? This is not a long squeeze. That's not why we're coming down low. These are actually shorts opening up, pushing the price down lower, right? So right now, this looks like a pretty healthy move to the downside for Bitcoin as we speak. And we are coming down to, right now, none other than the 786 Fibonacci of support. All right, so let's see what happens as we come down to this level. All right, 69898. This is a 786 Fibonacci level right here. Let's see what happens as we come down to that level. Now we have 2.3 million shorts opening right into this level. All right. We potentially could see some very low time frame bullish divergences here. As you can see, the 3-minute time frame has some bullish divergences. So I would not be surprised if we get a little bit of a bounce here, just like we got up here on the 618. Right? I would not be surprised if we see a little bit of a bounce right here. I would actually be surprised if we don't see a little bit of a bounce right here, given the 1-minute time frame. I would be surprised if we don't see a bounce here. So it looks like I'm about to be surprised. Let's wait and see. Is your boy Jason Casper about to be surprised that we don't see a bounce from here? Looks like I'm surprised, man. Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. We're getting a little bit of a bounce from here. All right. Let's see. All right, massive shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We got about 1,300 people in here. All right, I am surprised. It looks like we're not going to bounce. It looks like we're not going to bounce. 1,300 people in here, only 300 likes. Guys, we do have 4 minutes. If we can get 1,000 likes within the next 4 minutes, we will be giving away $1,000, all right? We will be giving away $1,000. All right, so the Bitcoin price is taking a massive dump. And let's see here. Who we got in the chat? Let's shout out to everybody in the chat. All right. I would be surprised if we don't get some kind of a bounce here, guys. If we don't get some kind of a bounce here, that's a very bearish sign. Because we have bullish 1-minute money flow. We're coming down right now to retest exactly to the dollar, the trend line. I mean, look at this. This trend line here, this is the triangle. All right. This is the old triangle trend line. We are disrespecting our surroundings right here. All right, Bitcoin has no respect for the elders right now. This is the trend line that we are losing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is insane. This is absolutely mentally and physically and spiritually insane as the Bitcoin price is taking a massive dump. All right. The Bitcoin price is taking a massive dump right now. Man, oh man. Oh my goodness. All right, so look, we're long. I'm long, guys. But it looks like my hopes and dreams of taking that one trade and flipping a $100 account into a multi-million-dollar account is going to come to an end. Because we are breaking down from the trend line. Not only this local triangle, but also the macro triangle. So we want to see this hold here. All right, come on, Bitcoin. Can't you give us a hold? Can't you give us a hold? All right. Come on, Bitcoin. I'm freaking out. All right, we're going to check out the dollar real quick. Shout out to And Then Bam. He says, go home, Bitcoin. You are drunk. Bitcoin is drunk. All right, let us see what happens here. Now, keep in mind, the level that I am potentially looking for a bounce from is this white box. So this white box is going to be the box of hope. The box of hope and gratitude. If we can come down here and get a bounce, I will be adding to this long trade, guys. All right, so I'm watching. I'm waiting. I'm looking. I'm sniffing it. It smells good, baby. It smells good, real good. All right, massive shout out to Flop and Groper in the chat. Shout out to Dom Inokaitis who says, oof. Shout out to Crypto Tracer. He says, come on, get the likes up. His small account needs a boost. Shout out to Tony from Eastern Oregon. Shout out to Jeremy Cup. He says it's over. Astro Woodwork says might just go down to the weekly open around 69,350. Yeah, we do have that weekly open at 69,350, don't we? Massive shout out to our super chat from the Video Kingdom. Can we check on Orange on MEXC again? Yes, we can check on Orange for MEXC again. Let's kind of wait and watch and see this Bitcoin price action play, guys. All right, we need to watch and wait and see this Bitcoin price action play. Because it really is, it's, you know, my soul is hurt as Bitcoin is dumping like this. All right, as we're long and we're watching our profits slip out of our hands like sand slipping through your fingers on the beach, like time slips away from you. All right, one day you're 20 years old, you wake up the next day, you're about to be 34 years old. All right, you got 3 kids. You're like, how did this happen? You don't even know. You don't know how babies are made. You still don't know that because you cut school. You never had health class. You never learned that. So it's a big shock when Bitcoin dumps like this. All right. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Shout out to Memory Man. He says, America is drunk. All right, let's check out some other things here on the chart, man, because apparently we've got blood in the streets, baby. All right, let's check out Solana. All right, so long to Solana, because Solana also taking a massive dump today. On the day, Solana getting another breakdown from the triangular pattern. All right. Look at that, man, absolutely crazy. The Simpsons prediction crash. Why am I not skimping for the 618? What do you mean, free will? Simping? Skimping? Yeah, 618 won't get pizza with us. Wow, look at Solana taking a dump today. We got to check out the S&P 500. S&P, pretty bullish actually on the hour, man. The S&P might save Bitcoin here. The S&P really might save Bitcoin here. So we'll have to wait and see. Let's check out that dollar. Dollar, this is the 1 hour. Look at the dollar pumping like a wild woman in distress. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely shocking to see what the dollar is doing right now. Man, imagine the thumbnail that could be made with this chart right here, guys. Wow. That is absolutely crazy. All right. So yeah, the dollar, like, here's the thing about the dollar that we need to understand. All right. Every single time, right around that Bitcoin halving, we see the dollar make a double top, go for the high again, right? Now, this pattern, wow, the dollar does not look very bearish, man, with this money flow. All right, dollar does not look very bearish with the money flow. But yeah, the halving's coming up real quick. We always see around the time of the Bitcoin halving, the dollar go for the high once again. All right, so we had the Bitcoin halving right around here. The dollar goes for the double top, and then the real crypto bull market starts and the dollar dumps. Once again, we had the halving right around here. All right, we have the halving right after the dollar goes to make the double top and then drops and the real bull market begins. And so we've been saying for a while, I've been saying for a while, that I expect the dollar to go for a double top. Is it definitely going to happen? I don't know. I'm either expecting the dollar to get a move back up to 111 or even take out the high at 114. I will say this about the dollar. The dollar, even though on paper right now is going up because inflation is allegedly higher, we also understand that this is all fake, right? It's all fake. It's all on paper. These things can change at any time. Inflation can change at any time with literally just by somebody saying something, right? The CPI is not real. It's fake. They'll add things, they'll take things out, they'll manipulate it to make it look how they want. The second thing we understand about the dollar is that the dollar is weak. Even though the index is going up on paper, look at gold, all right? Gold, this is showing a crack in the system, all right? This is absolutely showing a crack in the system because when gold pumps like this, this is showing that the dollar is weak, and people know the dollar is weak. This is showing that they can no longer artificially suppress the price of gold with their funny fiat games, all right? This is showing a crack in the system. The dollar is weak. So I am still very bullish on Bitcoin and all these things. I'm still bearish on the dollar, even though the dollar's pumping. Because for me, gold, look at this, man. $2,400 per OZ, baby. That is nuts. That is nuts. Man, that is wild. Man, I've been big into gold, guys, for a long time. Like, before I was into Bitcoin, I was into gold. So that's pretty crazy. I've been into gold since 2014. That's a 100% increase. That's not bad for a real asset. Obviously, Bitcoin I've been in since 2016, and that's crazy. But yeah, gold, man, gold pumping. All right, Bitcoin coming down to the lows. All right, no bullish divs really on the 12-minute here. It's not looking like we want to bounce from this low here. I'll be honest with you. We probably will do something like this, but I wouldn't be surprised if then we come down to make another lower low. Let's see. It's not looking so great to me right here. It's really not. 6-minute doesn't look so good to me. All right, 6-minute does not look that great to me. All right, J-Boy says we're going to 5K. You talking about Bitcoin or are you talking about gold, baby? Maybe both, right? Maybe both. Man, okay, so Bitcoin's dumping here, guys, and this short trade I've been in for a long time. You've seen me. I held it all the way down here, held it back up here. Now we're coming back down. Currently up $10,000 in profits on this Bitcoin short. All right, so if we do head down today, this could turn into an epic stream of epic proportions. I could be making $20,000, $30,000 on the Bitcoin crash, but let's take a look. We're going to pull our fib low to high. And we are also going to mark out the box that we are interested in, right? We want to see Bitcoin coming down toward this zone here. This is the box that if held, then the bullish scenario is still valid, right? Bullish scenario is we made a low, and we made a higher high, and we make a higher low, and then we go for a higher high. That's a bullish scenario. Bearish scenario is we made a high, a low, a lower high, and now we're to make a lower low, all right? So here's a tip, a pro tip, all right? If you can trade two scenarios at the same time, you can be right even if you're wrong, right? So if this is a bearish pattern, I'm short. I've already made money on the short trade, guaranteed to have made on this short trade about $8,000, all right, guaranteed. Trade before that took a loss, then I took a $12,000 win. So 12,000 minus 2, that's 10K, plus 8, that's 18K. Shorting Bitcoin, right? I was wrong last time. But then you could trade the bullish scenario as well and say, look, if this is bullish, I could be right as well. Because if we're going to bounce from this box, now we're in a long trade as well. Already locked in $22,000 on the long trade, right? This is honestly one of the best things you can learn to do for psychology as a trader, where you can trade multiple contradicting scenarios at the same time so that it doesn't really matter what happens. You don't have to FOMO into the market. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to feel like you're missing a trade, right? That is the way to do it. In my opinion, of course, I'm just a guy on the internet with a plunger on his face. All right, people say, Jason, isn't that gross, the plunger on your face? I say, look, it's only been used once, all right? And it was only used for 5 pumps in the toilet. And there's this thing with plungers, the 5 pump rule, the 5 plunge rule. As long as you've only used it 5 times or less, there's no germs. You don't have to worry about it. Tastes good too. All right, so Bitcoin coming down to the wire. Look at this. We're starting to get a little bit of a bounce before we even hit any levels. That's intense, man. The Bitcoin price is relentlessly messing with our minds and our hearts here. Look at this. Let's come back to TradingView. All right, make sure to smash up the likes, guys, because we have almost 2,000 people in the house. We only have a couple hundred likes, all right? I'm going to set a timer right now. We have almost 2,000 people in the house. In the next 5 minutes, if we can get the likes up to 1,200, we'll give away $1,200, all right? In the next 5 minutes, if we can get the likes up to 1,200, we're going to give away $1,200. I'm going to set a timer right now. All right, when this thing goes off, baby, then you know we're going to be checking. So smash up the likes, baby. All right. Yeah, gold is pumping. Who we got here in the chat? Shout out to all the chickens I'm going to eat, says Dog of Crypto Street. Shout out to Lassie. He says the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is coming up on the halving. That's very interesting, man. That is very interesting. Jonathan Ryan, interesting. Shout out to RR Thor. All right, he liked the stream. Huge shout to Cashman. He says, don't pump after a dump. Shout out to Samuel S. He says, 2K for 1,000 likes. Yeah, I mean, if the timer goes off and we have 2,000 likes, I'll give away $2,000. All right. Shout out to Aaron G. He says, don't get sliced up by this, fam. Yeah, this is some, wait for your levels on this stuff, guys. You know, wait for your levels on this stuff. Shout out to TS Pedro. Yeah, wait for your levels on this stuff. We have ourselves. Yeah, if we start to pump from here, we could see a move up. The reason why is because we do have millions of shorts that have opened up at the lows. And so if we start to reclaim daily open, that actually could give us a bit more of a move to the upside. But just like yesterday, I would much rather prefer to wait for a move to the downside, right? I would much prefer. We haven't even taken much liquidity besides that low from just the other day. All right, so let's see if we can't get. Let's see if we cannot get those likes up, guys. All right, let's see if we cannot get those likes up. All right, we got 739, and we have a few more minutes. We're about halfway there. All right, shout out to Big Butts 28. Shout out to Juke Nukem. He says, shorting from now on, long's been struggling. Well, be careful, bro, because, you know, the thing is, once you get into that mindset, that's when the trend switches. All right, take it from me. Take it from experience. Once you get into the mindset that I'm only going to do this, man, that's when you start to get wrecked. All right. All right. Shout out to JC Stylish. Shout out to the Real PG. He says, short squeeze. If we can reclaim the daily open, we could see a bit of a short squeeze here, all right? If we can reclaim the daily open, we can see a bit of a short squeeze here. So where's daily open? Let's pop on over. All right, we have 780 likes. We have about a minute left, or give or take about a quarter of 5 minutes left, all right? So daily open, that's going to be right here. Let's put it on our chart. Let's close off everything here. So yeah, our daily open, we're getting close to it. That's where this daily candle opened today at about 69983. All right, if we can reclaim this level, as you can see, we're rejecting from it now, which is a sign of weakness. But the reason why that's an important level to reclaim is because the daily open, this is the candle where we have, you know, 4 million shorts. So we potentially could have like, you know, 4 or 5 million shorts underwater if we reclaim daily open. So we can see them right now defending daily open, right? They're defending daily open because you can see all the money that's opened up here, right? 1.3 million shorts in this candle, another 1.7 million, 1.3 million, right? On a big increase of open interest, 1.3 million up here as well. So if we can reclaim daily open, then we could see a short squeeze because this whole way down. All right, timer just went off. Let's check our likes. Dang, we didn't get it, guys. But look at this, okay? This whole way down, as we lost the VWAP this morning, we have seen nothing but shorts opening up here. This entire way down is just shorts opening up. So if we start to reclaim the daily open, we could see these shorts get squeezed. Absolutely. Absolutely. And let's actually refresh this because, yeah, we could see those shorts get squeezed up to around the VWAP. But this is not something I would personally trade because for me it's too risky. I don't see any kind of divergences I'd want to see here. And if we do come above daily open, well, then I guess you could put your stop under that low. Maybe on a retest. It would be a difficult trade to get into, to say the least. All right. Check out our 12-minute. Yeah, so it looks like it could happen based on our 12-minute here, giving us maybe a green dot. We could see a bit of a short squeeze, but I would still expect us to make another lower low here. So far, this is not a sign of strength at all. So far, this is a sign of weakness, rejecting from daily open after attempting to break through. All right. Look at that. The daily open. Rejection. 6 Juanita coming out the woodwork, baby. All right. She's like, Jason, I'm vegan. I'm gluten-free. Okay, calorie-free, carb-free, fat-free, protein-free, water-free. You know, it's just best if you don't eat anything. All right, so Bitcoin's going back for the daily open. All right, maybe the daily open will go on a date with us. You know, we said, you know, hey, daily open, maybe we go out. Daily open's like, no, Jason, no. But then we're gathering up our courage. Daily open, look, there's a great gluten-free vegan pizza place right down the street from this, where we're at right now. A gluten-free vegan pizza place. Looks like, okay, so we're gaining our confidence. We know she's into gluten-free vegan pizza. They use cashew cheese. All right, cashew cheese, right? That's natural. That's normal, right? If we were just eating the way we were supposed to eat, right? We'd all be eating cashew cheese and vegan jerky. You know, that sounds normal and natural. And she's into that normal, natural stuff, man. Look at this normal, natural girl right here. Look at that normal, natural female. Wow, what a beauty. Now, hopefully we're not going to end up like this guy. Rejected again. Oh, come on. Come on, Daily Open. We're knocking on her door. The Daily Open, we're knocking on her door. Bitcoin about to pump. Then we come back for more. You know? All right, all right. Okay, maybe we could get a little short squeeze here, guys. Maybe we could get a little short squeeze. Yo, about to get a short squeeze. Bitcoin going for the vegan cheese. I came and I asked out 6 Juanita. I said maybe we could go out to Rita. She said, Jason, vegan, gluten free. I don't eat meat and I don't eat cheese, but hey, there's a gluten free place right here. So she came over to my house. I said, my dear, here we go. Busting through the daily open. Bitcoin price about to fly like the ocean. Here we go, about to get a short squeeze. Bitcoin giving you the extra cheese like a vegan looking to eat all the meat when we're chilling in the street. Yeah, got the bass pounded right here. Listen to me, dear, let me spit it in your ear. As the price comes above the daily open, we know we can get a short squeeze. The Bitcoin price could go back to the highs, then we make a lower high, then we come back to the low. What a surprise, maybe come back down to the golden pocket just below. Baby, can't you spot it? Cause if we pull the fib from the low to the high, got the 6 Juanita. What a surprise, she's the other girl that we tried to ask out in school. She said, Jason Casper, don't be a fool. I will never go out with you, cause I don't like you. I like SBF the tool, cause it's crooked man boobs looking pretty fly. Not so bad for a criminal guy. Yeah, Bitcoin start to bounce. Daily open, here we go, pounce. Getting higher and higher. The Bitcoin price about to fly like we're chilling on fire. Yeah, money flow coming up. Hopefully I don't spill the coffee in my cup. Shout out to Market Cipher, Crypto Face got the best coffee mug all over the place. And I got a Pikachu hat chilling on my face and a plunger right here, man, what a disgrace. Yeah, Bitcoin about to get a pump. Now we're flying and we're not in the slump. Got the shorts down below, trapped right here. Now we squeeze up. Listen, my dear, that's right. All right. All right, getting a little bit of a move here, guys. All right. Getting a little bit of a move up here, all right? Yeah, that's right. We're about to squeeze those bearish Gareth Salloway man bun bears in the house, baby. All right, we had a little bit of a bearish Gareth Salloway man bun pattern here. Actually, what time frame did we have it on? We had it on the 12-minute, guys. We had the bearish Gareth Salloway man bun pattern. We had the head, and we had the bun. And then the bun, we took the bun out of the hair tie, down here. And then now we come to the daily open, and we're about to take the bun and wrap it back up to the tip of the head. All right, we're going to look at the charts here. All right, let's see what happens here, guys. And again, if Bitcoin does get a bigger move up from here, then I would have missed another long. But look, I don't have my confirmations here. This is not a long trade I would really take. The only kind of confirmation I could say to get into this long here is if we like hold daily open, right? So if we wick down here and we hold and then reclaim, then I could say, all right, stop loss. And then, you know, we'd have to wait for the reclaim, stop loss. And then it's tough, right? Because we are at support. We are at a local support here, so I would have to say stop loss, and then take profit 1 would have to be right around here at like 70,500, and then TP2 I would go for the highs. So actually this could be a really good risk to reward ratio right here. If we come back down to retest that daily open and hold, this could be a nice risk to reward ratio trade right here. All right, let's see what happens. I'm actually a little bit curious. But look, based on Market Cipher, this is not giving me the confirmations that I like to take a trade. So this is the moment of truth right here. This really is the moment of truth, okay? What happens right here? Are we going to now like bounce from this daily open like this? Because if we do, that is a local sign of strength. And if we don't, this is just straight up same deal weakness, rejection, right? So this is moment of truth, whether or not that short squeeze is going to continue. Let's see what's happened here. Okay, so this is not even a good sign because this move to the upside, most of the shorts are still open, all right? Most of the shorts are still open, and all we see here is longs opening up, and the longs have failed to really give us a push above daily open. Not looking so strong in my opinion. All right, not looking so strong. And price action is going to be king here. So if we see this continuation, then we could say, all right, maybe local sign of strength, easy invalidation, low risk potential setup right here. But if we don't see that, no sign of strength. All right, no sign of strength. All right. When am I dropping my album? I don't know. All right, just a retest is going to dump, says Space Lord. Yeah, I kind of feel that too. I'm feeling that lower low. I'm feeling that lower low. All right. Are we going to piss up or down? I feel like we're going to piss down, my friend. I feel like we're going to piss down. All right. Can we please check the 2-day and the 3-day on the Market Cipher chart? Yeah, we could check the 2-day and the 3-day on the Market Cipher chart. Absolutely. Absolutely, we could check the 2-day and the 3-day on the Market Cipher chart. To me, it's ambiguous. But I'd have to interpret this through the weekly, and through the lens of the weekly, I'd say this to me looks like bearish divergence on the 2-day, and on the 3-day, it just looks like money flow coming out with an anchor trigger. Right, I like the weekly, which has a confirmed red dot, telling me that eventually probably more downside is possible here. That's kind of how I'm looking at this now, man. So yeah. All right, Bitcoin getting the rejection from that D open, right? Rejection from daily open here. All right, and look at this. Not only rejection from daily open, but rejection from the triangle. All right. I know, right? Gold pumping like crazy. Gold pumping like crazy. Yeah, so my next target to the downside is definitely going to be down here at the white box. When am I dropping my next homestead video? Well, I have content that needs to be edited and stuff, you know. Bitcoin is a massive cup and handle, says bullish Roger Dodger. Could be a W or an Adam and Eve pattern. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. That's a good point. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the W or the Adam and Eve pattern, which basically is a W, kind of. It's like a W like this. Half cursive, half print. You know, half cursive, half print. All right, DXY is pumping again. Let's check out silver. These silver bags are heavy. Do I need an editor, Rockton Road? I don't need an editor. I have someone who could edit it, but I don't know. I don't necessarily even want to have someone else do it, you know? I would like to do it. If that makes sense. It makes sense, right? You guys get it, right? Sometimes you want to do what you want to do. Man, this is some slow moving Bitcoin, right? Adam has the point and Eve has the curves. It's only right. I think that's why they call it that, right, J-Boy Bullish? I think that's why they call it that. All right, here comes Bitcoin taking another little dump. We just took that low again. Let's check out Market Cipher real quick. Money flow's coming out. Money flow's coming out. Let's go to the 3. Yeah, money flow's coming out. It's not looking bullish at all here. The 1 minute looks acceptable, but we would want to see more than just a 1 minute div here. All right. I would want to see much more than just a 1 minute div here. Let's check out what happened here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Massive amounts of shorts opening up here again. All right, so we've got a lot of shorts opening up here. Big increase of open interest, lots of shorts. So far, guys, looking at this, we can see that the bears are in control, right? We're not seeing bullish CVD divergences here. We're not seeing shorts getting trapped here. Not yet, at least. And I mean, they attempted here, but the shorts held their position and they defended their level, and we rejected from the daily open. So I would not be surprised if we see more downside. Right now, this is not looking very bullish. All right, this is not looking very bullish. Not right now. Not right now. So again, for me, I would like to see at least take out the lows from yesterday, but more juicy would be to come and hit into this Fibonacci zone right down here. That would be much more juicier, you know? All right, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 1,800 people in here. Bitcoin fees are super high right now, says Jerry Zatster. Previous day lows. Yeah, at least the previous day lows, G-Man. At least the PDL. The previous day lows, at least, right? That's what I would want to see. What charting platform was that? Joshua Smith. That was called Exo Charts. All right, let's check out, again, gold. Pumping like a wild lady, man. Gold is out of control. The dollar is pumping. All right, we know the dollar's fake pumping because gold is pumping. Gold is real, dollar is fake. Let's check out the S&P 500. All right, S&P also getting a bit of a move to the downside right now in the last hour. Now, New York has been open for half an hour. All right, half an hour of power with New York open. Half an hour of power on the New York open, baby. This is some slow go price action, man. This is some slow go price action. I'm gonna put my market cipher B back to I'm gonna turn the VWAP back into a line. All right. Wait a second. It is called a VWAP right here. I mean, it's called VWAP, right? It says right here within the indicator. So I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I thought I was crazy. You know, I looked at myself in the mirror, saw a plunger on the face, a Pikachu hat. What a disgrace. I said, Jay, you're crazy. Shout out to Preparing for War. He says, pump may be coming on Sunday due to the news of Hong Kong. We need the pump song. Look, I only sing the pump song when I think we're going to pump, to be honest with you. Band Terrain, because, look, I like to make it work. So when I see some bullish stuff, I sing the pump song. Yeah, the music today does match the price action. Shout out to Bernie. He says, Jason, I'm trying to breed male racing pigeons with male racing pigeons, but it's not working. Please help me. You should probably, I don't know, give them a class on discrimination, because I think your pigeons might be racist, my friend. I think your pigeons are racist. Shout out to Planet Crypto says, I choose you, Plumber Chew. All right, the Hong Kong ETF. Is that a Bitcoin ETF? Is that a Bitcoin ETF? Do we have a 4-minute divergence? I don't know. I do not know. Let's check out the 4-minute. Yes, we have the 4-minute pig nibble pattern here, guys. The 4-minute pig nibble pattern here. The 4-minute pig nibble pattern, if we simply go to Google and we search for pig nipples, of course it's saved, of course, and go to images, turn on the pig nibbles here. Let's get a few. We've got the pig nibble pattern printing on our 4-minute chart here. Yep, the pig nibble pattern. Clear as day. Clear as day. But here's the problem with this PNP. We call it PNP, the pig nibble pattern. The problem with this PNP is that the money flow is getting lower here. And I just am not comfortable getting bullish on a 4-minute PNP when we're so close to liquidity. Right? I'm not saying that we can't bounce from here. I'm just saying, like, I'm not jiving with it. You feel? You feel? I'm not personally jiving. I gotta have the jive before I let a trade ride. I gotta have the jive before I let a trade ride. You know? A man must jive before he lets a trade ride. Shout out to Aaron G. God bless you, bro. Have a great day. You're the man. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Caesar. Crypto already banned in mainland China. Yeah, is crypto banned in mainland China? Is crypto bannable? Is it bannable? Bannable, 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 bannable. When wars kick off and stocks tumble, will cash go into crypto? What's my favorite Bible verse? I don't know, man. What's my biggest struggle as a Christian man? Putting God before everything else. You know? That's always the biggest struggle. Putting God before everything else. All right. CDW, yeah, Red Elephant, CDW. I mean, do we have a local CDW? Is that what you're saying? I guess technically we do have a local CDW right here. Can you imagine if this was it? Can you imagine if this was it, guys? I mean, we literally have 1.7 million shorted the exact bottom. I mean, 1.7 million shorted literally the exact bottom, but we got millions above still. Can you imagine? Wouldn't that be the most comical thing in the world, guys? If this was the bottom, that would be so funny, man. That would be so dang funny. That would be so funny. There's no way. There's no way. And because I just said there's no way, there probably is a way now, right? Nah, there's no way, man. Come on. Come on. There's no way. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that if that was the bottom? There's no way. There's no way. Oh my goodness. Was that the bottom? Come on, man. Come on, man. There's no way. There's no way. Look, we got money flow coming down. We don't have any signs of strength yet. If this is the bottom, I want to see a sign of strength before I even contemplate getting a little long in here, all right? But man, I do have to say, we did get a local CDW, and we did have 1.7 million shorts at the exact bottom. But look, what are we looking at? Our daily open. Where was our daily open? Right here. All right, we're making another attempt at daily open. If we reclaim daily open this time, guys, that could be a squeeze. But look, this is the kind of price action where you can get sliced up easy. Okay, you can get sliced up easy. So please be careful. We do have pig nipples But we have money flow coming out here. This is the kind of stuff where you can get easily sliced and diced, man. So this is knife catching to the extreme. I'm not even a knife catcher like this. I'm a knife catcher when I have a nice level to long. And so far, with this much liquidity down below and a golden pocket even lower, this ain't something I'm interested in. I'm not interested, man. You can go, Bitcoin. You can pump. I'll wait for the next one. You can pump, Bitcoin. I will wait. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Is this the way? Can you imagine if this was the bottom here? This little 6-minute bullish div is actually going to give us a short squeeze initiation at 10:30 in the morning. I mean, look, we are at support. We're at a low. Objectively speaking, we're at support. It wouldn't shock me, especially since this morning we didn't take the high, right? We just missed the high this morning. So it really wouldn't shock me if this was the bottom, guys. It wouldn't shock me if this was a local bottom. But it would be a little bit frustrating, all right? It would be a little bit frustrating. All right. Is everything banned in China? I don't know. I hear crazy things about China. Some people say China is more free than the United States in certain parts, as long as you stay out of the big cities. So who knows, man? We don't know anything about China over here in the West. We only know things about China that China wants us to know or think about them. All right, Bitcoin. Making an attempt back at the triangle, baby. Have I been flirting with 382? Nah, I never flirt with the 382. I never flirt with the 382. Everything is banned in America except drugs. That is kind of true. And even the banned drugs are brought in by the government to get people hooked. You know? China is effed up. Where do you get your info? Well, where do you get your info? Because honestly, the only thing we could possibly know about China is what the CCP wants us to know about China. Right? Like everything, whether it be like underground news or like real official news, it's all controlled. And it's the same, like everything that, it's impossible to know what's real and what's not real. Especially when it comes to other countries. That's my opinion, right? I could be wrong. I don't want to be that, I don't want to feel like I know what China's like. I've never been to China. The people who I know who have been to China and who live in China say China is not a bad place to live if you're in the right spot. Like, they'll leave you alone more than most places in America will leave you alone. Like, there's a lot of country land in China. So, look, I'm only going by based on what people tell me, all right? Do I consider myself free in America? There are a lot of freedoms in America that other places do not have. But those will be gone by the time my children are my age, I believe. America will pretty much be not free. Like, to the extent where you probably won't be able to travel from state to state without permission. You won't be able to really do anything without permission. The CCP is effed up. Look, I'm not saying the CCP is good. Alright, I'm not saying any government is good. All I'm saying is the sources that we have over here are filtered through the CCP. Because, let's be honest, you know, the United States media system is good friends with the CCP. And I'm pretty sure that anything that we hear about the CCP is what the CCP wants us to hear, whether it be good or bad. All right, but I'm not saying they're a good government. I'm not saying it's a benevolent system at all. I'm just saying we can't really know what things are like in other places unless we live there. So if some of you guys are there right now, let me know. Let me know. All right. what it's actually like. Because like I said, the people I've talked to who actually live in China, a lot of them have said China's not a bad place. They would love to stay there. Yeah, shout out to Nelson. Everything we see on a screen is most likely not true. 100%. There's Unreal Engine. Anything could be AI right now. Anything could be fake. Anything anybody says, anything you see, any bit of news that comes out about anything could be completely, totally fake or highly edited, right? So it would behoove us all to believe nothing that we see and be very wary of things that we hear. And look, that's why I say, I'm not saying whether or not China is good or bad, the CCP is good or bad. I don't know. I'm just saying I'm not willing to trust the things I've heard and seen. All right? Shout out to Brother Dan from Norway. Shout out to Bombast98. China is incredible. Do you live in China? All right, so Pencil Ninja says, best friend lives in China. He says it's a bit better than living in the USA. Yeah, I've heard stuff like this too. You know? So, who am I to say that, you know, things I hear about China and you know, in the Western media is correct? If there's anything I've learned over the past 10 years of thinking critically, if I hear something in the media, I have to immediately assume it's not true. Unfortunately, I've gotten to the point where if I hear something in the media, I have to immediately assume it's not 100% true. And if there is any truth in it, it's being shown in a way to make me think something that's not true. All right? So, and you gotta think that way. Because, you know, I don't want to be a manipulated sheep, right? Even if I don't know exactly what is real and not, I don't want to just believe everything that's presented to me because I don't know, right? And anybody who has a thinking mind during the last 25 years in the West has seen blatant lying and manipulation by the Western media. Blatant lying, manipulation, gaslighting, propaganda. It's not even like a conspiracy theory. It's blatantly obvious right now. And some of this lying has killed hundreds of thousands of innocent people. All right? So, how can you trust anything? Right? Yeah, and here, and Brocklander says, whatever I hear in the media, I think the exact opposite. And that's my knee-jerk reaction as well. But I also recognize that that's also a dangerous thing to do. Because then you're also allowing the media to form your thoughts, because you say, I'm going to think the exact opposite of what they say. And then I'm like, dang it, I'm still letting them shape my thoughts because they know I don't trust them. And they know I'm going to think the exact opposite. So I like to think the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? And there's a lot of techniques that can be used in propaganda, like distraction is a big one, right? So you hear a story, the story might be true. It might have a twist on it to make you feel a certain way, because that's another thing. The media wants to make you feel a certain way. They want you to get emotional. They want some kind of energy from you. But it might just be a distraction. They might want you to be focused on, you know, I don't know, something silly, while meanwhile something serious is going on, right? But it's a crazy thing. But it's called, what's it called? There's actually a term for that. I think it's called the lensing effect, right? The lensing effect, where there's so much information out there that you can't really determine what's real and what's not, because your brain just can't process through it all. What was that? There was, I don't know, there's some old video of Obama talking about how it would be beneficial to create a whole bunch of different narratives and conspiracies to get people so divided and hyped up that nobody really knows what's real anymore. And unfortunately, in our position of not being able to know, that's not a very advantageous situation either, you know. All right, this just in: Hong Kong to approve Bitcoin and the ETFs. All right. All right. So that's interesting. All right, a lot of people say quality of life in China is excellent. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, look, I just can't know, right? I can't know. Biggie J Dizzle says this. I mean, I have so many things to say about this, but I can't really say them here. But yeah, of course that's true. Of course that's true. 100%. That's 100% the truth. You know? But you know what's even more mind-blowing about that is, you know, this organization that you speak of, Biggie J Dizzle, we were big enemies of them in certain parts of the world, like, for example, after the West withdrew from Iraq, and that organization all of a sudden pops up. We said, oh, this is really bad. We need to fight them and all this. But we were supporting them a little bit north in Syria because we don't like the Syrian government. So we were funding them in Syria, but fighting them in Iraq. That's the most ridiculous thing in the world. But, you know, whatever. I don't know. I ain't no politician. Shout out to Space Lord. He says, too many Chinese people in China. I know, right? It's so racist that there would be so many Chinese people in China. Man, this is a crazy stream. My channel might get banned. You know, I'm trying to be careful here. I'm not trying. This is a technical analysis channel. But look, we always dive into religion and politics because, well, is there anything more important in life than religion? I say no. Politics, I don't know. Politics is all a joke, but it is entertaining to talk about it. Alright. Yeah, I know, Tommy Luck, same with these guys, right? We were good friends with them when Russia was bad, and then when Russia was good, we're enemies of them, and, you know, allegedly they did some stuff to us, which I think is obviously not true. But who knows? What do I know? I ain't no politician. Alright? Yeah, it's all about proxy wars. Absolutely. It's all about proxy wars. You know? Yeah, everything's hypothetical. All right, Tattoos and Bulldog says the Bitcoin miners are dropping news on Twitter. CleanSpark got 100 new pro miners. HUD 8 changed comp plan to stock performance based. Feeling bullish. Let's see what happens with that. Oh snap! Look at what Joshua Smith says. An eyewitness report. You know, I don't know. I wasn't there, but this is what Joshua Smith says, an eyewitness report, all right? Yeah, it's all about the business of wars, for sure, for sure, for sure. What is a Twitter? Twitter. It's a type of bird, J-Boy Bullish. It allows you to make statements on the internet. You know? Man, this Bitcoin price action. Jeffrey. U.S. politics is old people fighting over cereal. It seems that way, man, but what a crazy world we live in. Seriously, man. What am I going to do with MEXC after new requirements? I'm trying to get my Palu, ID going, man. That's what I'm trying to do. All right. What altcoins are bleeding? I mean, everything's kind of in the same boat right now. Everything's kind of in the same boat right now. What altcoins are bleeding? Is there anything you guys are buying out there? Maybe I should stock up on some altcoins right now. Maybe I should stock up on some alts. Maybe this is going to be bullish. Oh, right. Shout out to the Video Kingdom. We got to look at orange for my man with the super chat. All right. Thank you, the Video Kingdom. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second here. All right, we got to get to orange. Oh wow, okay, so orange is making multiple drives to the lows on the low time frames. Let's check out the 4 hour here. We had multiple drive of bull div, and now it looks like we're losing these fib levels. Let's check out our daily. Daily's not looking the best here. I mean, I don't know if I said this before, but a really nice place to be looking to get this thing would be a retest of this previous consolidation range, you know? Man, look at Bitcoin. This is crazy, man. This is nuts. Okay, so Bitcoin is just now attempting to take this liquidity here. But we don't really have those nice looking bull divs here, do we? We don't. You know, money flow's still looking like crap, man. All right, orange. Yeah, I would say this is like a good place to be looking at orange. All right. Did we have any other analysis on Binance? Let's check it out. No, I think... Yeah. That would be a place I would look to get in on spot, like, just based on the daily and the 4 hour... The 4 hour being under the 786 makes me think we could come a little bit lower, and we have a really high volume node down here. So that would give us a... Yeah. Yeah, that could actually be pretty nice, potentially. We got this channel here. We come down, and then back in, and then boom, baby. Boom, baby. All right, we got some more super chats in the house. All right, so look, there obviously is a chance that we get a bounce from this area. Market Cipher B, I have to say, does not look very bullish, but we have just taken liquidity from the low, so therefore we need to be prepared for a bit of a move here to the upside. Let's check out real quick our 1 minute on Market Cipher. Yeah, the 1 minute actually looks good for a potential little bit of a bounce here. Just like what we've been seeing, guys. Like, nothing too crazy until we get that 6 and 12 minute. But the 1 minute on Market Cipher B, just like we've been seeing these little bounces along the way up. Right? We saw bullish div here, little bounce. Bullish div here, little bounce. Now we have a bullish div here. You know, wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of a bounce. But in general, I'd still be looking for a bit lower. Let's see who we got. Super chats. All right. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Dano Crypto. Are we long? I mean, I'm long Dano Crypto, but like, I'm still expecting lower, bro. Shout out to Chris. He wants to look at Aqua. All right, let's check out Aqua for Chris. We'll call him Aqua Chris. Aqua Chris. Did I spell Aqua wrong? I don't see it. I don't see Aqua. I do not see Aqua, man. I'm sorry. All right, let's check out Colt. Thank you so much for the super chat, Chris. I'm sorry I don't see the coin. Shout out to Ion Crypto. Can you check out this new coin called Colt? Let's see if it's listed. Wow, it looks pretty new, huh? It looks good to me, honestly. We got some bullish divs on the daily here. Now, again, there's no reason based on market structure to long this, but all I can say is we are forming somewhat of a falling wedge pattern here. Somewhat. And there are some bullish divergences here. So, you know, if you're bullish on it in general, it wouldn't hurt to get some here. We're low. We're lower than we were back in November. So we're starting to see some bullish divergences here. We did see bullish divergences over here. It gave us a move to the top of the range. Now we're back down with more bullish div. You know, there's not really too much to say about it, to be honest. But yeah, it doesn't look bad to me. It just, there's no real reason to really long it. All right, can we look at Dime? Shout out to Mari JS for the super chat. Yeah, so dime pretty much the same as the other one we just looked at, except there's no bullish divergences here. So this is simply just kind of like a flag. I don't have anything really to say about this besides potentially this is a falling wedge, and if you're bullish on this, then every time we come down to the low trend line, you can add a little bit more until eventually we get the break. That's the only thing I can really say about this, you know? Yeah, that's the only thing I can really say about this. Alright, can we look at Paal? Yeah, we'll look at Paal. Paal. Oh wow, Paal taking a dump. So, you know, let's pull a fib, low to high. I would say at the very least, before I get into this thing, I would want to see us come back down to retest this zone at the very least, because this is going to be our local support resistance flip, you know? This is going to be our local support resistance flip. But yeah, we could come down much lower here, like, to be honest with you. But if this is going to continue bullishly, this would be our zone around 34 cents. That's the value area high. If we lose value area high, then... yeah, if we lose value area high, that's not looking so good. Then we're looking down to 19 cents would be our support resistance flip. And, do we have any bullish signs here? Like, let's take a quick look. Not really on the 4-hour time frame. I'd want to see some bullish divergences forming here on the 4-hour time frame. This momentum wave is flopping to the downside pretty intensely here. All right. Scared money don't lose no money. That's true. That is true. How many miles do I walk per stream? I don't even know, man. I don't really have a mile tracker or counter on my I don't have a mile tracker or counter on my treadmill here. I guess it says so far I've walked 1.3 miles in about half an hour. So that's like, let's say it takes me about half an hour to walk a mile. I'm walking slow, right? So far I've been on this thing for about 130 minutes. So you do the dang math on that, alright? I ain't no mathematician, alright? I ain't no politician, I ain't no mathematician. You know? I ain't no politician, I ain't no mathematician. We're just here waiting for the Bitcoin drop, alright? Let's see what happens with the Bitcoin drop, baby. Is she gonna drop? Let's see what's happening here. We had a lot of longs liquidated at this last low. And we actually had some shorts open up in this last low as well. Longs liquidated, shorts open at the low. Can we get another move down, baby? Would love to see another move down. Again, I'm kind of shooting for this box here. I'm shooting for the box here. Let's see what happens. All right, Reaper's expecting to bounce to 68,725. Is that the 786? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much right in my box. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Like, we're coming down to it now. Look at this. All right, let's see if we get about. If we do, I'm looking to add to this trade I'm in. All right, but market Cipher B, money flow is not looking the best, to be honest. But we could still see a bit of a bounce. Yeah, big one bleeding. Let me show you just how the charts are rolling as we're looking here. And we're speeding on the trend all day as we're looking for trades. Big one dropping and we down every day. Looking at the box, triangle breakdown, sliding the box. Coming to support, it's going to get more short of the board. We don't do it as a sport. And we're coming to 618. Bitcoin price about to go for the game. If we drop right to this level, we about to take down another level. Then we come to the consolidation. Bitcoin price causing some aggravation. Dips and they're getting wrecked. Bitcoin price in excess is sliding on down and we're coming to next thing you know, Bitcoin will go get a nice drop off the top and we go. Come down to the Bitcoin line. Coming to the level and the charts get crazy down on the treadmill. Hope I don't forget to on it. Get me today and the right time. Stick it real good when I'm looking at night. The Bitcoin price is fight on. And we come back down to the box. Bitcoin jumping, sliding like a fox. Or to the E, walking on your feet. In the G every night, break free. Yeah, when I'm walking in the streets. Bitcoin, do you look on my feet? Every day, what a nice little treat. Got the honey granola, looking like a meat. Yeah, got the vegan pizza. Bitcoin price, got the shot on ya. Then we go get the Bitcoin price, we can dig it. Yeah, got a nice slow up, looking really fun. But when we come to the box, the price starts to drop. And try to hold it short, the price starts to pop. Bitcoin dumping and it's looking kind of bearish, and I'm feeling a little scared, man, looking a little scarish, but never mind, cause I still have hope. I don't think the Bitcoin price will make me a dope, cause if we come to support, you know I'm looking too long, and if we come a little higher, then I'm singing this song. Got the triangle about to break down, Bitcoin about to ground pound into the ground. Super Mario, like Mario 64, every day walking through your neighbor's front door. Sitting down at the table, got the Bitcoin price, purple candles like a different gun. Now we're coming a bit lower. Bitcoin price, man, here, let me show you. They say that the music's too loud and the voice is too short, but hey, what can I say? Hope you don't get bored, maybe. I'll make it a bit louder, I'm not a DJ. Just here spitting it, what can I say? Got a little wind from down below, then the Bitcoin price falls, look out below. Oh, yeah, don't you like the beat? The beat's too loud when we look at my feet. Can I make my voice a bit louder in the street? Oh no, I ruined the rap and that's how we do it. Sorry guys, I ain't no DJ. I guess this track is too loud. I guess this track is just too loud. Well, you know what? Bearish on the song, bearish on the Bitcoin, baby. And as we come to this low, I do have to say, it is not looking as nice as I would want it to look here, guys. All right, the 6-minute money flow not looking that great. Let's check out our 3-minute here. Man, the money flow is not looking so good, is it, guys? Money flow is really not looking that good, is it, man? Let's check out what's happening here. All right, we got a decrease of OI, but in general, that's just longs getting wrecked. Let's go to the 15-minute frame. Yeah. Doesn't look, nothing looks too bullish here, guys. Like, even if we bounce from the golden pocket, I would not be surprised if we see Bitcoin continue to the downside over the weekend based on what I'm seeing on these lower time frames here. All right. Yeah, I'm an MC, not a DJ. Wait, no, I'm not a DJ. Here's the thing. The reason why I say I'm not a DJ is because I have to do the mix. right? I gotta do the mix. I'm not an MC and I'm not a DJ, but I do like trading with MC, which is market Cipher, baby. 4-hour stochastics are not bullish. Let's look at the 4-hour and market Cipher here. Yeah, not bullish on market Cipher either, man. Dang it, trigger wave breakdown. This does look like to me like potentially we made a lower high here. Dang it, Bitcoin. Dang it, Bitcoin. Always got to ruin it for me. All right. The Dusty Hunt says Biddy is dead. The daily is still sold. DJ DGen, yeah. Yeah, I like that. K-Pack says 35K. Look, I don't discount 35K, man. I do not discount 35K. All right, we're going to go straight bear mode. We're no longer bullish. We're no longer showing the longs, baby. We're only showing the shorts. We get bearish at the lows and bullish at the highs, baby. That's how we do it over here on YouTube. That's how we do it here on YouTube, baby. We get bearish at the lows and bullish at the highs. And then, of course, we know liquidity to be taken down at this low as well. Here's something else I don't really like right now. I don't like how slow this is happening, man. I just don't like how slow this is happening. You would want this to happen faster if we were going to get a bounce, but we'll see what happens here. Well, let's wait until some kind of insane violence happens. I feel like a violent move is coming down. I feel like a violent move is about to happen here, man. Alright, a violent move is incoming, baby. Straight violence. Straight violence. Silver and gold, silver and gold. Yeah, gold, man, is insane right now. Look at gold on the hour, guys. It's absolutely crazy. I'm surprised Bitcoin's not pumping with the gold. You know, this is showing cracks in the system, man. This is showing cracks in the dollar. This is showing that the current fiat system is on its way out, man. That's exactly what this is showing. I'm telling you. All right, Bitcoin's coming down to the golden pocket. Let's see what happens here. Let's check out our 1 minute. Man, it's not even looking that bullish on the 1. Look at the 6. Money flow coming out. That's not what I would want to see. Let's check out our 12. Yeah, man, it's not looking that great. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bounce from around this zone, but it would not be a long, it would be a short-lived bounce, guys. I would be surprised if we actually get a significant bounce from here. All right, because this is a support, it's a golden pocket, right? I'm not going to be surprised to get a bounce from here. But based on all things I'm seeing right now, I don't think it's going to be the bounce. All right, I think it might give us a little bit of a back test, and then we come lower to some lower levels. If I was a betting man, that's what I would have to say. You know? Gold is safer after war than Bitcoin. Is it? Is Bitcoin is gold safer than Bitcoin after a war or during a war? I don't know, man. I don't know if I could agree. Gold can be taken. Gold is hard to carry. You have to flee. You're going to be taking your gold with you. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. Got to go through an airport. Got to go through customs. You're going to take your gold with you. You know, I don't know. Bitcoin, private keys stored in the head. They can't take that away. All right, shout out to Dave Digital. He's done at the gym. Shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. Is Tino from Traders Reality in here? Someone said big up to Tino. If Tino's from Traders Reality is in here, shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. But if he's not in here, still shout out to Tino from Traders Reality. Let's check out the dollar quick here. Shout out to Crypto Coons in the chat. Preparing for war, skip the gym. I hate skipping the gym. It's the worst feeling ever. Solana getting a bounce. Oh wait, no, that's all getting a bounce. I'm sorry. Let's see. Dollar at 106. Pumping. I know you guys can't see it. That's all good. We're watching Bitcoin right now, all right? We are watching Bitcoin right now. Oh, shout out to Left Hook from Hell. He says, last time he watched my videos, I was using an avatar. Yeah, you know, I decided to show my face and all that, you know. Show my face, show my trades, all that. You know, just being transparent. Even though I am an AI deepfake, I still want to be transparent. Alright. Man. Yeah, still no baby yet, but it's getting close, alright? I can feel it in my bones. The baby's coming. Are we going to close the long? I'm not looking to close the long. I'm honestly looking to compound this long trade. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking to compound the long trade. I want to watch what happens at the box, though. And if we start to bounce from the box, I will add to the long. You know, I ain't got nothing to lose on it. You know, my entry's down here, so if I see that we're bouncing from the box, I'll add to my long trade, put my entry here. We get ourselves a nice $400,000 long. If we happen to bounce from there, great, $400,000 long. If we lose it and we close out, then great, I made 20K. You know, that's my philosophy. 20K at the minimum. Hey, can't go wrong with that, right? Someone said you could either make 20K or more than 20K. Are you down? I'd be like, yeah. What are the two options? 20K or more than 20K? Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. You know? Shout out to Darla Adams in the chat. Shout out to Brother Dan. He says, update your AI DJ skills. I know. All right, let's see what happens here. A home birth. L. Jones needs some... Yeah, I'm trying to be more of a transparent. You're right, J-Boy Bullish. $52K scenario, maybe it's in play. Absolutely, Joker. Absolutely, my man. Look, this could be this triangle, not this triangle on the screen, but the larger triangle could really give us a move back down too. Around that 52K zone, right? Around that 52K zone. Guys, this right now, what we're doing right now is like 99% of trading. What we're doing right now is 99% of trading. Standing here, looking at the chart, talking about nothing, waiting for a level, thinking to ourselves, maybe we front run the level, maybe all this waiting was for nothing, right? That's most of trading, really, honestly. Isn't it exciting? Isn't it super fun and exciting? I would hate to bottom out here, but there's a lot of places I would have hated to bottom out, you know? Patience, patience, patience. Patience, 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 patience. Patience, 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 patience. Shout out to Josh McWilliams. Can you check out Inge? Yeah, man, we can check out Inge. All right, INJ. Some days you gotta be more patient than other days. Past few days, you gotta be super patient. And your patience don't even pay off. Because there ain't nothing that happens. Alright, so this is my deal on Inge, man. I want to take out the lows on Inge and then get a move back up to the top of the range. We got ourselves a sideways range. We've taken the highs. Alright. Now let's take the lows. That's what I'd be looking at on Inge. Injective. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, look, if we're gonna lose that, then I'd say the best place to really be looking is that retest of $16. But this thing's really bullish. This thing's really bullish in general, right? So yeah, my two zones would be taking the lows at like 28 bucks and then retesting around 1650. Those would be the two places I would look. Shout out to Darla Adams. After 17 years of corporate world and a huge burnout, I am so passionate about trading now. Grateful to God for all your teaching. Well, God bless you, Darla Adams, but be warned that trading can be one of the most stressful, burnout-causing things you could possibly do. Like, so just make sure you handle it right. Set parameters for yourself. I'm preaching to myself here, all right? The markets never sleep, and if you never sleep, you will get burnt out. And it's very tempting to be addicted to the charts because it's like watching a TV show. See, normal people, they binge watch Netflix and they binge watch a series, and then the series is over, and then they talk about it with their friends when they're out at their whatever it is normal people do. I don't know, because I'm definitely not normal. But see, the Bitcoin price is like a Netflix series that never ends. And you're waiting for the plot to find resolution, and it never does. Because there's always another golden pocket, and there's always another 6 Juanita out there. Alright? There's always another 7860 out there. Alright? The Sam Bankman-Fried saga will never end. Alright? The open mouth thumbnails will never cease. And so you can get burnt out real quick doing this, alright? There are days where I miss my old business of having normal hours. You know, your client's not going to call you at 3 in the morning unless something really crazy happened, right? trading. The big trade might happen at 3 in the morning. Then you got to decide, am I going to sleep? Because I need to? Because I told myself I would? Because my wife doesn't like to see me like this? Or are you going to take the trade? It's a tough decision. I'll be honest. Alright, shout out to J-Boy Bullish. He's going to work arms and legs today, minus legs. That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. Shout out to Josh McWilliams. Can you check out AVAX? Yeah, we can check out the VAX. Alright. Now, people always ask me, Jason, are you anti-vax? I say no, I hold lots of AVAX. Alright. I'm a big fan of the vax, baby. Now, here's the thing about the vax. We want to get it when it's cheap, alright? We are right now rejecting from a key zone of resistance, alright? We're right now rejecting from a key zone of resistance. And, I would say this, for AVAX, for me, a buy zone is going to be down at this area, right? This is our support resistance flip, right? We take off everything from the chart. What's the one thing that really stands out to us? Support resistance flip. What's support? Resistance. Support again. So we come back down to retest that area. That would be a nice buy zone for me. So unfortunately, guys, Bitcoin is not coming down to our level, but this could be good for us, because if we start to form somewhat of a range here, you know, we could whoopsie daisies and then bam. All right, that's what I'm hoping for. I'll be honest with you. All right, that is what I'm hoping for. We got some spammers in here. All right, was Carl's Maserati clean? It was a little bit dirty, my man. You know, there were ByBit affiliate links all over the floor. But, you know, it was pretty decent. How's the schlong? What's paying more at the moment? Right now, I have made more money on longs, but I have less. I have more unrealized profit right now. Actually, you know what? I don't even know. Let's check. I've got this long open here. I'm only in 3 Bitcoin trades, all right? I've got a long open from 67.9. up $4,000 in profit. I've got a long here open from 66.7 up $8,000 in profit. So I guess that's 12K in profit. And then I have a short open that's also 12K in profit. So they are pretty much equal right now. All right, if I were to close out everything right now, $24,000. Jason, why don't you do that, you stupid idiot? Well, it's just not how I trade, all right? I leave profits on the table. Slow and steady over time wins the race, all right? But yeah, the schlong is doing all right. Shout out to Crypto Zorro. Missed the notification. Well, dang. Shout out to Mardano. Limit long in the box. I'm not going to limit long in the box. I am going to watch and wait. Alright. I'm going to watch and wait in the box to see what happens. Because my plan here is I'm just going to compound this long trade to get an average entry of wherever I see us bouncing from. So if we bounce from the box like this, I will add to my trade so that my entry is here. I will move my stop loss to right here, and I will let it ride for either a $20,000 win, or if we come back up to the top of the range, I could easily make I could easily bank another $5,000 to $10,000 depending on how the price action goes. So that's my plan right now for this. Are we going to do that? I don't even know, because this price action is slow and boring. All right? Slow and boring. Why do people keep asking for my favorite Bible verse? I don't have a favorite Bible verse. You know, does anyone have a favorite Bible verse? I mean, I have favorite Bible passages, you know what I'm saying? Like, but a verse? Take one little sentence out of like a whole book? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I can't really answer the question. You know? Can't really answer the question. That's the second person who's asked. Shout out to SA Shovo King. We have to get past the resistance. Doesn't history repeat itself? The Bitcoin halving doesn't go Bitcoin up after knowing its power. Doesn't history repeat itself? The Bitcoin halving doesn't Bitcoin go up after the traditionally, if you look at the all-time? Oh yeah, after the halving, it will be bullish eventually, right now. Alright. We'll be bullish after the halving, like, in general, right? Did I get any fancy cars since I made such great gains? Heck no, man. I will never get a fancy car. Alright? I will never get a fancy car. I'll be honest with you. And I mean no disrespect. Alright? I mean no disrespect. The people who are car people, I get it. But for me, having a fancy car is such a huge waste. Such a huge waste. If you're into cars, okay, I get it. Maybe it's like buying a nice guitar, because I do like guitars. But for me, a car is a place that it's a thing you use to get somewhere. Why would I needlessly spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a fancy car so I can get somewhere? First of all, I don't go anywhere. Alright? Second of all, what a huge waste of money. Unless you're like in it for the sport or something. You know? Unless you're in it for the sport or something, you know. I'm just not a car guy. All right, we got people with some Bible verses that are their favorite. Fettuccine Genie likes Isaiah 54:17, which I'm pretty sure is something along the lines of God now sing and rejoice, you barren woman. The Lord has forsaken you, but now with everlasting compassion, he will bring you back. Dome Life, Psalm 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. We got some other favorite Bible verses in here. Come on, Bitcoin, please don't. Don't pump on me, alright? No one can serve two masters. He will either hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and Mammon. Man, yeah, that's very true. That's 100% true. Psalm 104:5 changed Josh McWilliams' life. You know, I don't actually know what Psalm 104:5 says. He set the earth on its foundations. It can never be moved. Well, that is comforting. That the Lord is in control of all things. Tractors are better than cars. Fancy tractor. The Word was with God, and God was the Word. Amen. Jim Pearson says, because you're jacked, and jack dudes need nice cars. That's funny. Teha, if I'm saying your name right, Putam Seti says, my favorite Bible verse is by the dip. What guitars do I have? Well, I used to have a bunch of nice guitars, but I sold them all, alright? But now I have one nice guitar. It is a, I have a really nice blue flame maple Les Paul. I got it for really cheap, too. It was old in the guitar store. They had it there for like 7 years. Somebody custom ordered it, and it dropped as they were unloading it, and the headstock cracked. And so they had to repair the headstock. And they were trying to sell it. I think they were selling it for like, they were trying to sell it for like $5,000, I think. I don't remember the exact prices. But they gave me like some insane deal on it. And I said, it ended up being like half price. I said, where am I ever going to get a guitar like this for this cheap? You know, a custom-made, beautiful flame maple blue Les Paul. Here, let me show you guys, all right? As Bitcoin is absolutely pumping without us, let me show you the dang guitar. Sheesh, Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin is trying to break through resistance without us. Can you imagine if that happened? How lame would that be, man? If Bitcoin broke through resistance without us. All right. So this is the guitar, a beautiful specimen. All right, and it's pretty much good as new. I mean, it like I said, you can't even tell that the headstock. You can tell it cracked right here. I don't even think you can see it on the video, right? But it plays fine. The intonation's fine. I literally have only played it like 3 times since I got it. Yeah, you could see it right here, right? See that? The crack right there. But the fix is really good. And like I said, where would I ever get such a beautiful guitar for so cheap? I mean, this thing should be like 10 grand, you know? It's a nice guitar. It's really out of tune. I haven't played it in a very long time. Alright, I'm gonna go put it back. Alright, we are getting a little bit of a rejection from that level here. Alright, a very significant impact in faith was caused by Isaiah 6. In the year that King Uzziah died, I also saw the Lord high and exalted, and the train of his robe filled the temple. That's a good chapter. What's the difference between perpetual and inverse? Perpetual is going to pay you in Tether. So this right here, perpetual, this is going to pay me in Tether. I'm getting paid in USDT. Inverse is going to pay me in the actual asset I'm trading. So if I'm trading inverse, it's going to pay me in Bitcoin. All right. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. He's read some important books, but no more important than the Bible. Senor Green says his favorite verse is Casper 69. When thy number go upsy, then pop a squatty, for you should always be getting some gains. Daily audio Bible, that's what's up. I like to listen to the dramatized King James version in the gym. Shout out to Phil Wilson. He says a continuous wife is worse than a leaking roof. Yeah. Yeah, the Les Paul is nice. It's not EMG pickups. I think they're DeMarcy. I don't even know. They're whatever stock pickups. I don't know. You know, I used to be an EMG guy. An EMG, the 81 and the 85, I think, were the two ones I used. Or maybe the 60 and the 81, I don't know. Have I ever tried Tomcat Ali? Yes, I have, actually. And I think it works pretty well, man. I think I've noticed some good effects on it. Alright, Bitcoin is unfortunately moving without us, man. Did not come down to our box. So, that's kind of a bummer. But who knows? Maybe we'll come back down, right? What do you guys think? Maybe we will come back down here. I don't know. All this for nothing, huh? All this for nothing. All this waiting for nothing. You know? Yeah, I hope you're right, Dr. Dime. Price is going to trap some longs and then dumperoni. That's what I want, man. That's what I want. How much Bitcoin do I tithe? That's a very personal question. For me, my base is 20%. 20% is my base. But I don't like to limit, right? Here's a true thing. All right, this is a true thing, guys. When you are generous, I can only speak from experience. If you're generous with your money, God will give you more money, a lot more. That's all I can say from experience. But if you're stingy with the Lord, you know, maybe he'll be stingy with you. I don't know. But here's the thing. I would say that there is the verse in the book of Malachi where God says, test me in this. Bring your tithes into the storehouses and see if I don't bless you back way more than with what you gave, right? Shout out to Overcome. He says, baptized 10 years ago when I was 22. I've been drumming for a church for 10 years. Pretty acquainted with the Bible, but my wife isn't. She agreed to do a Bible study. Where should we start? Oh man, I don't know, man. Like, everyone says to start with the book of John, you know, like. Everyone says to start with the book of John, but, you know. You can start with the beginning, right? I mean, you can't go wrong with the first verse. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I mean, look, if you can accept that, then the rest is easy to accept. You know, if the first verse of the Bible is true, then I can plain true, then the rest of it, right? You know? Romans. All right, me and my wife, we started, the first book we ever studied together was Obadiah, the destruction of Edom. All right, so let that be, I guess, what it is. Maybe start with Obadiah. All right, JLB, he says, Bereshit, baby. Got to start at the beginning. Mark Harris says, forget Paul. He is an antichrist. LOL. Bro, Paul was a Pharisee. You're so silly. Genesis 1:6. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And it was so. Come on, Bitcoin. You're gonna do this to us? This is crazy, man. This is wild. The Book of Soul, the Book of Meme. Start from the Book of John. The Book of John is great. Age of Gnosis. It says we live in a conscious creation. I just don't know about that, you know? I don't know. Jesus warned several times about the Pharisees. I mean, we have to take everything into context, Mark Harris. All right, Paul was a Pharisee, and he remained a Pharisee, and he was a believer in Yeshua, as were many other Pharisees, like Nicodemus, like Joseph of Arimathea. A lot of them were believers in Yeshua. All right. So how can we say Paul is an antichrist? You know, if you're an issue is, Mark Harris, if you're gonna say Paul is an antichrist, then you pretty much got to throw out all the other apostles' writings as well, because they all said Paul was all right. You know, James, Yaakov, the head of the congregation in Jerusalem. I mean, he gave Paul the stamp of approval, and so did Peter. So did they all. You know? So, is gold crashing at the moment? All right, let's take a look at the someone asked about the order flow. What's it looking like? Longs coming in, shorts closing out is basically what the order flow looks like here. Longs coming in, shorts coming out. That's what the order flow looks like. Bitcoin is rejecting from a support resistance flip right now, which is this. If we go to a lower time frame, this little area. If we can reclaim this area, then maybe we could see much more upside here. I don't know. I'm hoping for a dip down to the box, guys. I'm going to stay patient and wait for my plans to play. You know? All right, Mark Harris, where did John rebuke Paul? Or where did James rebuke Paul? Where did James rebuke Paul? I'm very curious to know this. Perhaps I'm ignorant. Oh, so okay. Where did James rebuke Paul? I'm curious to know this, Mark Harris. I think you're taking that verse in 1 John out of context, Mark Harris. What do you have against Paul? Let's get to the deeper issue here. What do you have against Paul, my friend Mark Harris? What do you have against him? All right. This is gonna be your 5th day on Tonkat Ali. Yeah, look, I've been taking it on and off for a while. I think it definitely does work well. More energy. Maybe better body composition, people say. I don't know. Who knows? Shout out to Jay Gilly for really, he says, John 3:16, that's the only verse that matters. Yeah, that's a good one. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him would not perish but have everlasting life. All right, follow Baba is on trend and loves it. Oh, Paul says we are no longer under the law. Is that why you don't like him? Well, you have to take Paul in context, my friend. What does it mean to be under the law? All right, if anybody doesn't know, in Christian theology, there's a weird misconception that there's like two ways to become right in God's eyes. There's law and there's grace, right? You either have to become right before God by keeping his commandments, or you get right before God by grace, right? But it's a false dichotomy, because if we read the scripture from Genesis to Revelation, nobody was ever saved by the law. People were only ever saved by grace, ever, right? Abraham, he believed in God, and God credited it to him for righteousness, right? David committed 2 unforgivable sins for which there were no Levitical sacrifices prescribed. David should have been killed, but David knew that the Lord had forgiven his sins. If you read Psalm 51, right? So here's the thing. It was always by grace, Mark Harris. And I would make the case that nobody was ever under the law. What does it mean to be under the law? Does it mean you must keep it in order for you to attain right standing before God? Or does under the law mean under the punishment that the law requires if you sin? Right? So if you are a believer in Jesus, the Messiah, you are no longer under the requirement of what the law requires for your sin, right? Because Jesus has paid the price for that. Paul is not saying that we're free to do whatever we want. All right? He makes that very clear over and over. You cannot read Paul's letters and come away from that thinking it's okay to break God's commandments. All right? In fact, Paul even warns you in his own writings. In 1 Corinthians chapter 6, he says, don't be deceived. Right? He says, don't be deceived. He says, don't be deceived. Don't you know that the wicked will not inherit the kingdom of God? Neither the sexually immoral, nor the idolaters, or the male prostitutes, nor homosexual offenders, nor thieves, nor greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God. And then in the very next verse, he says, and you used to be like that. Some of you, this is what some of you used to be. Some of you used to be all these things I just mentioned, but you were washed and you were sanctified and you were justified in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ and by the Spirit of our God. So don't be deceived, Mark Harris. Paul is not teaching that we should not obey God. All right? He's making it very clear that if we want to be considered justified in God's eyes, we are incapable of doing that in the flesh. We're completely incapable of attaining right standing before God by means of the works of the flesh. All right? And this is evident throughout all of Scripture. This is evident throughout the entire Tanakh, the Old Testament, where the Old Testament saints, as they are called, over and over again, we see them committing sins that should be punishable by death, and yet God has grace upon them, right? We even see this with Adam and Eve, right? The day you eat of it, surely you will die. God has grace on them, right? So, I don't think that... Okay, so there's a whole cult that believes that because of Paul, we're no longer under the law. Well, those people, we would have to say, are taking Paul out of context. And, Peter himself warns that some people take Paul out of context. Right? Saint Peter, as he's called, right? He says that Paul is sometimes difficult to understand, and that those who are unlearned and unstable in the scriptures twist Paul's writings as an excuse to live lawlessly. Right? 2 Peter 3:16. So whoever is, a cult, they like to latch on to one aspect or one verse and create a whole entire theology out of it, right? We got to take the whole thing in context. You know what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing, Mark Harris, and you got to also look historically at the writings of Paul and how they were interpreted. It's a very new thing for a group of believers who claim to be believers in Jesus, believers in Yeshua, to say that it's okay to just do whatever you want. That's a very new way of thinking, man. All right? People have been reading Paul for years, coming to the conclusion that he's teaching people to live a holy lifestyle. All right? Wow, we got 1,300 people as we're talking about Paul. That's very interesting. All right. Here comes the thumper dumper. Yeah. All right. Well, if there's a cult out there that teaches something contrary to the scripture, Mark Harris, then you're right in pointing out that this is a cult, and you should point them to what the scriptures actually say. Don't just throw out the baby with the bathwater. I could take some verses out of context myself and start some weird doctrine from any book of the Bible. You wouldn't just throw out that whole book of the Bible, would you? So, all right, let's see what's happening here. Let's check out what's happening here. Not really what I would want to see, to be honest. Let's see if we can't get a dip into the box. All right. Mark Harris, I hope no one's blocking you. I don't want anyone to block you, right? He knows I'm for the law. Yeah, I'm for the law, right? But look, Paul himself was somebody who held God's instructions in very high regard, right? So we cannot put words in his mouth. All right. Paul kept so much law that most believers today would call him a heretic, probably call him a Judaizer. All right. The dude fasted on Yom Kippur. All right. The dude went to the temple to do sacrifices after taking a Nazirite vow. There's a large swath of Christianity today that would say, fasting on Yom Kippur is, we shouldn't do that anymore, right? My man Paul, he was just being consistent with what the scripture said, right? And with his understanding of how salvation is achieved. Also, we have to think from Paul's perspective, right? He was trying to achieve his right standing before God through works of the law. And he was, in light of what the Messiah has done for us, he really wants to make it clear that compared to what is so great and amazing about what Messiah has done for us to justify us, everything else that we could possibly try and do is absolutely worthless. And he's right. It is worthless. And that's also consistent with previous scriptures, right? The book of Isaiah says, all our righteousness is as dirty menstrual cloths in the eyes of God. That's how sinful we are in God's eyes, right? We think we're doing good things. In God's eyes, it's just dirty menstrual cloth. Isn't that crazy? All right, we're gonna get a little bit more of a dip. Yeah, okay, so Mark Harris, I understand that John warns about many antichrists who have gone out into the world. But what does this have to do with Paul? Do you know what I'm saying? What does that have to do with Paul? He never says he's talking about Paul. You literally have to insert your own thoughts into that text to make it say that it's talking about Paul. And that's called eisegesis. That's not the proper way to interpret scripture. Right? We have to exegete scripture properly with a grammatical, historical, hermeneutic process. At least that's the way I view it. Man, Bitcoin, is this really where we bottom out? I would hate to bottom out here. Again, my friend Mark Harris, this scripture in 1 John, they went out from us. All right, not he, but they went out from us because they were not of us. If they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. First of all, Paul was never on bad... he never left the rest of the apostles on bad terms, right? They blessed him. They said, yeah, Paul, God sent you. He sent you to go preach to the Gentiles. We give you our blessing. Just make sure to always remember the poor, right? They never said to Paul, Paul, you're a heretic. You're preaching a false message. So if you're gonna use that verse in 1 John and say it's about Paul, you have absolutely no foundation to make a case that can be taken seriously. All right. So just understand that there's no evidence you can bring to the table to say that that verse is talking about Paul. You know what I'm saying? So, do I believe in the Anunnaki? So, I believe that the Anunnaki were probably fallen angels and or Nephilim. Yeah, absolutely. I do believe in that. The reason why I believe in that is because, you know, in the Bible, the Anunnaki are called, you know, the sons of Anak, right? And they were giants. They were half divine being, half man. And so, yeah, I do believe in the Anunnaki, but not in the Sumerian sense, right? Not in the Sumerian sense. I believe in the sense that the Anunnaki are malevolent creatures, that their primary purpose was to muddy the seed of humanity and kind of corrupt God's creation, right? Shout out to Eggfink Good for the super chat. Yeah, shout out to Mark Harris. Zechariah Sitchin is nonsense. I agree with you on that, Mark Harris. The dude just makes stuff up. Literally, he makes stuff up. And you can go and search for yourself. Alright. Shout out to Eggfink Good for the other super chat. I really appreciate you. So, yeah, so, you know, according to the table of nations in Genesis 10, we have this guy named Nimrod who comes on the scene. And Nimrod, in my opinion, was one of the kings of ancient Sumer. And the reason I say that is because, well, he built Assyria, he built Akkad, like where you get the word Akkadian from, and also Babylon. And the more you look into this guy Nimrod, he seems to have been a, well, we can't really know for sure based on the Bible only, so I'm not even going to say it, but I think that you know, after the flood of Noah, this is where all of a sudden all these civilizations just pop out of nowhere, right? And the Sumerians, the Akkadians, in the land of Shinar, which is Babylon, right? That ancient Babylonian kingdom. I think that's where all this stuff kind of went down. Senior Green says they found Nephilim traces in his blood. Interesting. Is that true? Nimrod was a G. Yeah, his name means we will rebel. I think his real name was actually Ashur. I think his real name was Ashur. Raveheart says, you must be a flat earther, as the Bible clearly states it's immovable, stationary, and under a dome that separates the waters above from the waters below. I don't know what the earth is, Braveheart. I will be honest with you. Alright? I don't know what the earth is. I've never seen it. I don't think any of us have ever seen it. Nimrod is the Green Day album. Yeah, I know. Isn't that interesting? I don't know what it is. Yeah, so if we put in another low, says Ik Think Good, we will have some nice divergences forming here, which will be very nice looking. So I'm hoping we can make another low. I'm hoping we can make another low here into our box so we can add to this trade. You know? The Bible says it's round. You know, interestingly enough, the Bible does not say anything about what shape the earth is. All right? Isaiah 40:22 does not talk about whether the earth is round or flat. If anything, it just uses the word circle, all right? Hug, which means like a cycle, a circle, a compass, all right? Now, it could have used the word that meant sphere, because unlike what most people say, there is an ancient Hebrew word for sphere. That word would be dur, right? Isaiah also uses the word sphere in another chapter of his book. But I don't think it necessarily tells us what shape it is. Why are we even when you look at the first statement of the Bible, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, there's this thing called the heavens and the earth. Like, it's just a whole thing, the heavens and the earth. And there's also the abyss, right? There's the heavens and the earth and the abyss in the very first few verses of the Bible. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. V'haaretz hayata tohu vavohu v'choshech al tamei panei tehom. The earth was formless and void, and there was darkness upon the face of the abyss. So there's like 3 levels to this creation, right? Shemayim, the heavens, Eretz, the earth, and Tahom, the abyss. All right? We never talk about what shape is the heaven, what shape is the abyss. Why do we talk about what shape is the earth? You know, I don't know what it is. I've never seen it. Why does it have to have a shape? You know? But one thing that's pretty clear in the Bible is the sun and the moon move around us. Okay? The sun and the moon move around us according to the Bible. The sun and the moon move around us. And the purpose for the sun and the moon was to give light upon the earth. Same with the stars. All right? So the purpose of the sun, moon, and the stars is to light the earth. All right? What does that mean? Well, in my mind, it means if someone's going to say that there's like trillions of galaxies and all these things and stars that we can't even begin to see, I don't know. The Bible says God created the stars to light upon the earth. All right? That's my personal view. I don't think that the earth is moving. I think the sun and the moon is moving. All right. Do I think that there's water up there? Yeah, I think there's water up there. But I don't know about shapes or anything else. All right. So there you have it. All right. G. Willie says, I can't believe people think we landed on the moon 50 years ago, LMAO. Yeah, I don't get that either, man. I mean, if you really look into that, I mean, it is laughable. But look, not going to the moon doesn't prove that the Earth is flat. It doesn't prove anything. It just means that the government's good at manipulating and brainwashing its people. You know, it's funny. My dad had a client that he worked with who actually worked on the lunar rover. And he's like, yeah, it was all fake, and the Russians knew it too. So that's crazy. The Russians knew it, which means the whole Cold War is kind of like just a facade. You know? It's interesting stuff. But who cares anyway? Because at the end of the day, none of this stuff even matters, you know? All that matters is, who do you put your faith in? Who do you put your trust in? Who do you put your hope in? You know? Alright. SFF says, take this in. The Lord God planted a garden in the east in Eden, and there he put the man that he had formed. Yeah, I know that verse by heart. Vayita Adonai Elohim Gan Be'eden Mikedem Vayasem Sham et ha'adam asher yatzar. I know it in Hebrew, my friend, by heart. It's one of my favorite verses. This guy says you can clearly see the site of the landing with a telescope. Okay, my friend. All right. Okay, cool. Cool. I don't know what telescope you're smoking, bro. I want some of that telescope. Come on, Bitcoin. You're really going to do this to us now? You're really going to do this? Ducard is losing brain cells listening to me. I'm not saying shapes don't exist, my friend. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying people assume that the Earth itself has a measurable shape. But we don't know where we are. We have no idea where we are. How fast am I walking? 2.6 miles per hour. Is today the giveaway? Tom thinks you're an idiot if you think the Earth is flat, says Tom Worley. Shout out to Yuval Oz. Ma Koreahi. He's saying science and math doesn't exist. No, I'm not saying that either. But look, I know a lot of people aren't even in the right space to even think about these things. That's why I've been very reluctant to ever talk about them on stream. Alright? But here we are now talking about them. Alright, Dominic says the Earth is a square. He once fell off and suddenly started walking on the other side. Alright, Bitcoin. Come on, Bitcoin. Give us a dump, baby. Give us a dump. Ah, Yuval, Hakol Tov? Metsuyan. Shout out to my man from the Czech Republic. The chat gets more volatile when we discuss religion and politics and all this. Yeah, but you know what? I don't mind it. You know, I'm in a kind of a fun situation here because, you know, if my YouTube channel went away or if all of you unsubscribed, I would be all right. So let it roll, man. Let it roll. Shout out to Tom Crown, man. Did YouTube get rid of the like button? I think YouTube got rid of the dislike button, right? Because they don't want people to get hurt, right? They want people in their safe spaces and all that. No, I still see the like button here. I still see the like button. ADD says these things are endless conspiracy. Yeah, ADD, that's why I usually don't talk about them, right? But it doesn't mean that they're completely worthless discussions to have, my friend. It doesn't mean they're completely worthless, right? Especially if we're just talking about what the Bible actually says. If we're talking about what the Bible says, these are not worthless discussions. They can lead down worthless paths if you focus on them too much. Right, but I've always been, and if you know me, you know I focus on the most important things here. Trust me, I have some strange views. I try and focus on the most important things. Huge shout out to Tom Crown, guys. Make sure to go follow Tom Crown. Tom Crown, we're waiting for our dang box to get hit. All right, we're waxing religious on stream, Tom Crown. Guys, make sure to go follow Tom Crown, subscribe to Tom Crown, like Tom Crown. Shout out to Chris for the super chat. All right, guys, I hate to be that guy, but I really do need to go. I need to go. I've been on stream for almost 3 hours, and I do have things that need to happen. I was really hoping Bitcoin was going to come into the box here. But, man, oh man. We'll have to wait and see. All right, guys. God bless you all. And, yeah, I might see you guys next week. I might not. I don't know, because my wife might have a baby, like, I don't know, in a few hours. So peace. God bless you in Jesus' name.